And now for something completely different.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Strap yourself in.
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Right, Chris. All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, good night, goodbye. How the devil are we all, wherever in the world you are? Welcome along to Leicester Till I Die TV. We are live now on YouTube and on Twitch. If you're watching us, thanks very much. If you prefer to see and listen to, or if you prefer to listen to us without having to look at us, and with three such gorgeous men that's on the screen soon, how could you not want to look at us? Yeah, I have to say, I think I understand why. You can listen to us on your favourite podcast platform on Catch Up. Yep, it's just Leicester Till I Die, or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die and hear our dulcet tones. How are we then? Oh, well, we can concentrate on the league now, can't we? I mean, I'm going to say thank you so much to Spurs, because we weren't the worst story of the week. And even, I went on to Southampton. Actually, my preview show yesterday was a bit late because I very much last minute got invited on to a Southampton channel. I've got to be honest with you, there was a stink of fish. I don't know why, but there's certainly a smell of fish. It was like it was coming from Grimsby. Oh, did I say that out loud? All I will say is this week, guys, put your money on Southampton, because you just know what's going to happen, don't you? Right, I have got two experts, I would like to say. I'd like to say it, but I can't. The two experts weren't available. Let's bring them in. He's still leading. He let me have 1 week, being generous. He's still up there. I think he's getting help from above. Brad, good evening, sir.
Good evening, mate. It's easy, this prediction. Like, I can't imagine anybody who'd ever score 0 in a week.
Oh, you cocky sod.
I did. I just went in. I just ripped it off like a plaster, mate. I won't beat around and wait with that one.
I used to put this to myself, but I think you deserve this now.
I know, it's so difficult not to look smug at this point.
But
That's why I don't try.
You're still there, but there's a few weeks left. And look, this man deserves his own introduction music. And this, can you hear that?
No.
Is that not being picked up?
Not by me. I don't know about viewers, but not by me, mate. It says it all when it comes to Steve. Even the music's broken.
That fell flat, because it was the Great Escape music. Steve, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Very well.
Sir.
I am very well. Well, look, I mean, I thought I'd got it all planned. I don't know if you heard it at all, Steve, but there was the Great Escape. I did say I was going to call you Nigel Pearson this show because the Great Escape could be on. We'll just say a few hellos and then we'll have a look why. Mike is in. He says hello to Kate. I don't think Kate's in, but it does come up because she's a new member. $1.99 a month, ladies and gentlefolk. That's all it costs you. We've merged the bronze, silver, and gold into all one, and we're just charging you the bronze rate now. $1.99 a month just to help the channel. Mike, hi, Chris. All good with you? Spencer is in. Good evening, Chris. Nate is in. Afternoon, Chris. Hope you're all well. Of course, it is afternoon over there. Jeff is in from the Philippines. Good morning, Chris, Brad, and Steve. Well done to Steve for leading the pack. Oh, you see. Yeah. How quickly people's loyalties change. Say hello, Brad. Big up, Chris and Brad. Hope you're well. Big up, Steve. And hi, Steve. Everybody is saying. Let's first of all, Brad, I very much forgot, but I will do it now. Quickly, your channel, top 10 battles.
Yeah, just do top 10 football battles. Got on coming up. Have to rearrange it around Anthony. I've not been too well recently, so it's been put on hold. But yeah, you can find it on YouTube. I'm usually uploading at least once a week. I've got a football quiz that I do as well. So if you want to check that out, that'd be great. And yeah, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle's at Full Time Focus.
And Steve, your clothing brand is out as we speak. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, we launched it last week. It's done really well so far. We've had some great orders, which I'm very appreciative of, and thank you very much. And things are going nice for us at the moment.
Good. And how can people find you?
The website is Foxy7Clothing at .co.uk.
Forget the at. He nearly did it again.
I did it again, yeah. I'm crap at this, honest. It's like my predictions. I'm having a nightmare.
Foxy7clothing.co.uk, and it's number 7, not the word. You'll see it come up later, just as a reminder for Steve what his own website is. When you sent it me, I'm thinking like, yeah, that doesn't look right for a website. Foxy7 Clothing, guys, check it out. Do check it out. Oh, look, here is Brad Mark 2. I'm looking smug too. Got 12 points last week for the season. Now reached 170 points. Which my lottery predictions were just as good. Don't we all? Yeah, an additional few millions wouldn't go amiss indeed. Well, let's have a look what all the fuss is about. I did say, Brad, the Great Escape was played, although you couldn't hear it. Great Escape was being played, but it is on. Look at this. No, it makes Jeff's 12. It makes us look embarrassing, doesn't it? But Steve, 2 weeks on the trot, you're on top.
Mate, since you've sorted your glasses problem out,
I knew that was coming.
I think I might need I mean, congratulations on your win, Steve. But I must say, I might need to go and get my glasses just to see the difference between me and you in scores.
Oh,
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about being second this week at all, Steve. It's fine. No, hold on, mate.
The matter is that you top it again with just 5. But can I just say how proud I am to have actually got on the scoreboard this week? After last week's article, but can I just say, Steve, my eyes are these are new glasses now, by the way, but my ears have always been all right. Pardon?
What was that again, sorry?
What?
Right, let's have a look how we did last week. Steve started off well on the Friday night he got the point for the draw. Nobody saw well, nobody went for the Villa win over Everton, which, thinking about it, was probably a bit surprising. Yeah, this is where the difference comes in, Brad. He got one spot on. Well done, Steve. 1-0 to the Leeds over Southampton. None of us went for Arsenal. Yeah. But again, that's our heart, isn't it? That's our heart leading our head. West Ham Forest. Well, thank you, West Ham. I don't know. Again, none of us.
Yeah, you had to show off, didn't you, West Ham?
Yes, yeah. The fact that we went 2 and 3 and they just had to get that. I was cheering when that fourth goal went in.
I bet you would be doing backflips, mate.
Bournemouth, Man City. Well, we all went for the Man City win. Palace, Liverpool. Liverpool. And of course, Firmino's leaving now at the end of the season. So their squad is getting smaller and smaller. Tottenham, Chelsea. Again, we didn't see that one coming. Arsenal, Everton. Again, 4-0. We went 2 and 3, Brad. We need to up our scores a bit, don't we? And Liverpool.
Just a bit.
Yeah, Liverpool, Wolves, you got the point there for going for the win. Maybe the Wolves comeback is over.
Dead in the water. Unless they got Southampton the week after next. We might be able to get an easy 3 points.
But let's not forget, guys, we also have the Xbox Prediction League. All 3 of us are in it, along with Jerry Taggart, Ian Marshall, Ian Wilson, and Steve Walsh. Steve, yeah, you were pretty much in the same position as you are in this one, really, but you got a chance in this league.
They're all cheating, they are.
Well, I'll give you. Do you know where Steve lives, Steve Walsh? If you want to nip round and knock on his door and accuse him,
I'll go straight round there and have him.
But it's Tags that is leading, and I'm not going to argue with him. Ian Marshall caught me up last week, in fairness, but due to alphabetical greatness, I still sit in second. Brad does the same in fourth over Ian. Walsh is struggling this year, surprisingly, but Tags is there. He's there ahead. But Anthony says, do Arsenal fans get a discount, Steve? I'm guessing you charge double, don't you?
I might send him some oversized stuff.
Is it a bit like their title challenge, the shrink in the wash? He got 5 points last week as well. Well, that would have got you into fourth. And well, they're still above us somehow. Nottingham are in. True Red. Luke, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Right, let us go through the matches. And match number 1 is the early kickoff on Saturday morning. It's on BT Sports. Oh, can I just say to everybody that I did feel last week that I was being ganged up on by the 2 people above me there. And so what I have done is I have actually pre-predicted. So I'm not going to be influenced by them and think, well, actually, Steve won last week. Maybe he knows more than he's letting on.
See, I told you, Steve, the my game's working enough. We get him to do them first, so he can't copy us.
You weren't 5,000 to 1 to win this at the start of the season, were you? You just did that and had a bet on yourself. You're coming up from behind. Right. Steve, Manchester City versus Newcastle. I mean, it's hard to look back on this and not see Man City dominance. They've won 5 in 6. Of course, Newcastle are a different team this season. Struggled. They lost the Carabao Cup last week. Is the bubble bursting for Newcastle?
I think they desperately need somebody up front. I think if you saw the game against Man United, I thought they were a far better team first half. They had most of the play, but they just can't at the moment put the ball away. Callum Wilson, to me, he's starting to play a lot like Harry Kane. He's all over the shop, and he's not getting to the areas where he should be getting into. And he's snatching at stuff when he does get in there. So I think they've lost the momentum forward. Well, they're getting there, but they're overplaying again, I think, and they just need to start putting the ball away again. So it's going to be a hard one, I think, to predict this one. I think they'll do well first half. I think they'll play like they did against Man United, but the susceptible to having a goal scored. So I'm going to go 2-1 Man City.
Oh, bugger. Can I change mine? 2-1 Man City for you. When I said, Brad, the bubble's bursting, that's no disrespect to Newcastle, because I don't think they expected to be this high up this sort of early into their journey. Their away form, they're fourth. Man City's home form, they're top. Man City, they haven't lost in 5. Newcastle have lost 2, obviously the game we've just spoken about. And their previous meeting with Man City a few weeks ago, they lost that. Sorry, they won that one. What's going on here? No, Newcastle. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm getting this way. Ignore that. The figures are all wrong on here. Like I say, the bubbles burst. Man City can't be beaten at home. Then top of the form league at home. How do you see it going?
I agree in a way. I don't think it's burst. I think this is just natural of what Newcastle fans were expecting. No, those were the real expectations. The ones we all know, and I think they were tapered in the fact that this season Newcastle were going to have a bit of a stumbling block, and they put all their eggs into bringing home a trophy, which you can't blame them. They've gone that long without one. You'd want to try and bring a bit of silverware to your club, make a statement of intent. They weren't able to get the job done on the day. I think this is something that can knock the wind out of your sails a little bit. But then again, I remember when we kind of did the same. We lost our few games going up to that cup final, focusing on it. Still lost the cup final and then bounced back and beat them on the same week. I think it was when we played Tottenham. So it's not out of the realms of possibility that Newcastle could get something here. But no, I can't. I won't say that. I shan't say that. I'll go for the obvious bet, the safe bet, and I'll go Man City 3-0. Because I think they'll still be wobbling a little bit from the from the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah. So I have now worked out what should have been reading before. Newcastle did lose 2-0, but it was to Liverpool. So those are the 2 games they've won. They've also had 2 players sent off in the last 6 games, so maybe the pressure is getting to them. I also went 2-1. Is it too late to change that? Because Steve went 2-1, didn't he? I've gone 2-1. I think Manchester City at home. This reminds me very much. Do you remember when Newcastle were top of the league and they brought a Spiller in, and then they sort of dropped down, and Man United, they had the mind games between Fergie and Keegan. It reminds me of that, and I think almost a bit like Leicester again, where we were in the top 4 all the season, and the last couple of weeks we kind of dropped out and ended up 5th. And I just think Newcastle, if they get European football this year in any form, they've got to be happy with themselves. But I think they'll be disappointed having, done so well, especially if Tottenham beat them, because Tottenham are just like the proverbial bride's underwear. They can't decide what to, where they should be, up or down. So I've gone 2-1 as well on that one. Let's have a look what everybody was going for here. Jeff went 2-0 to Manchester City. Spencer went 3-1 to Manchester City. Anthony's gone 2-0. Phew. God, Steve, we were close there. we dodged the bullet with that one. Yeah, well done. I think we should all sit here and let him put his prediction in first. Or me after the last couple of weeks, in fairness. Shane went 2-0 to Manchester City. A draw there for Luke. And then Mike thinks it's going to be a walloping for Man City, and he has gone 4-1. That's the early kickoff, as you can see there, 12:30 on the Saturday. BT Sport are back with live coverage this weekend. And we all think that Newcastle are going to come away with nothing. let's have a look at the second game. It is the really, 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 nice to watch Bournemouth, and they travel to the Championship pretenders that are Arsenal. Just tell me what you think, Steve.
I'm going back to the thing with, it's getting close again now, and I don't want Man City to win it. So, Arsenal, good result last game. They're on a bit of a high again. So, I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
You know, when you were taking the picture earlier, I didn't see you take I saw you take a picture, obviously, of the logo, because you're everybody, just to let you know that the address on the screen under the in the middle of the game there is Steve's website for his clothing, Foxy7 clothing.co.uk. But I did actually show him those, and I'm sure you taken a picture. I'll
go back and have a look at that. Hang on.
just check what I've done for the rest of them. I can see what your plan is now. I need to come up with another plan. So let's have a look here. Arsenal against Bournemouth. Believe it or not, Bournemouth haven't won in the last 6 meetings, Brad. 5 of those have gone to Arsenal, and they've drawn 1. Home form, Arsenal are second, and away form, Bournemouth are 16th. They've only won 1 away, which was their last game when they beat Wolves, and again, which none of us got. Having said that, Arsenal, they beat us 1-0. They beat Everton 4-0. That was a good win for them. Which way do you see this?
One-way traffic. But Bournemouth have pissed me off. 4-0. They didn't need a goal. It was done. Could have just left it there. You didn't need to score for your morale. So, Arsenal, you pissed me off at the weekend, but that was more on Leicester than it was Arsenal, to be fair, in terms of performances. So I'll let you off. I was hoping for a Steve special just to guarantee we'd open up some points on this one, but Steve chickened out of it. Yes, see, look what a bit of confidence and form does to the man. He's now taking the wise predictions. But yeah, Bournemouth have annoyed me, so I'm going 5-0 Arsenal.
5-0.
Yeah, I Bournemouth play like they did against Man City, but this time they don't score, and the extra goal goes to Arsenal. I'm not sulking at all.
No. For my prediction, what he said, Steve, basically, 3-0 I've gone for as well. I think Bournemouth, they started well, as a lot of Championship clubs do, and they did even better when Parker left. But they're just going one way for me. I predicted them to be in the bottom 3 at the start of the season. Nothing has changed my mind. They hit that early form, but we'll remember Blackpool being top of the league at 1 week when they got promoted, and they still managed to go back down. And the one off the bottom, they've only won 1 in the last 6 yet. You're agreeing with me, Steve. I've gone 3-0 on that one. So let's have a look what people went for in the comments. I need to start highlighting these. So Anthony has gone 4-0. Oof, again, close there, guys. We went in between us. Good job we left that gap for him to go through, wasn't it?
I know, right? Yeah. I love parking these gaps.
That's what his missus says to him most nights. Shane's gone 4-0 to Arsenal as well. Quickly moving on. Nate agrees with Steve and me, 3-0, as does Spencer and as does Mike. Even Luke and even Jeff. Obviously, Steve, people look at us and think they're guys that know what they're talking about. But when I've had a few drinks, but well done, guys. And Anthony said there, I just fell over, Steve, but thanks for the Arsenal win. They've not won yet, mate. You've not remembered what Steve's like with his predictions, have you?
He's now cursed Arsenal. We should have gone 2-0 Bournemouth, Chris.
Yeah. And the next game, Brighton versus... the next game is Aston... What's gone wrong here? It's Aston Villa Palace.
God. He had one job, Steve. He had one job. We messed with his mind that much. He's all over the place now.
You've messed with my brain. That was number 4. Well, anyway, it is Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Villa have won 3 of the last 6 of these, Steve. Palace 2, they've drawn 1. Currently, it's a mid-table battle. Villa are 10th, Villa are 11th, Palace are 12th. Is this just going to be a draw?
To be fair, I cannot fathom Crystal Palace out this year. You think that they're going to go on a run. You think they're going to score a lot of goals, but they're having the same problem. Seems to be the same problem with everybody else. They're getting in the positions, but they're not scoring. Villa, I'm going to give this one to Villa just because they're at home. Is it Villa at home now? So just because of that reason, I'm going to give it to Villa, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Villa.
He took a picture, Chris. That pass doesn't score anything. You took a fucking picture. And I don't know why he's copying your own work though. You've had the 2 worst weeks.
I'll show you the picture. I haven't got it on. Look, hang on a second.
yeah. Delete. Yeah, all right.
Picture I took. Look.
There we go. He's not showing you the other picture that he took.
No scores on that one.
I don't believe this. Yeah,
I
can say, see, this is my plan now, you see. I might be double bluffing you, and I might be doing this, Steve, so that you get no points and you don't get any closer to me. You see, you haven't thought of that, have you?
I told you before the show, I'll send you my proper scores on Sunday.
Oh, no, these are the ones that have been written down. Brad, Palace, 5 draws out of the last 6 games of the draw specialists.
Yeah, they are kind of the expression polish a turd, it's still a turd comes to mind because although the Palace fans say that they play a little bit more glamorous football than they ever did under Roy Hodgson, it's doing them no better than what Roy Hodgson was getting and all the other managers. So Palace reminded me of what Everton were in the 90s. They're just a team that stays around and don't seem to be able to bugger off from the division. So I don't know. You'd think if the players turn up for Villa and do well, this should be a stroll in the park. I was tempted to go for a Desmond, but I'm going to go 3-1 Villa.
3-1 to Villa. Well, if you're looking on the home form and Villa at home, Villa are 13th and Palace are 13th on their home form, and on away form, Palace are 14th. So there's very to me, if I'm thinking about it, I should have gone for a 0-0 last on match of the day, shouldn't I? But he can't get another one in there. He can't get the next one right as well. Anthony went 2-1 to Villa. Shane he's jumped up to Brighton like I did. Mike's gone 2-2. He's gone for the Desmond. Spencer's gone 2-1 Villa. Luke has gone 1-1. Shane's gone 2-1 to the Villa. Seems to be a popular score. Nate obviously hasn't woken up properly in America. He's gone 2-1 to Palace. Hi, Nate. And Anthony's just, I think, being rude. So there we go. Now, please, Brad, tell me this isn't going to happen. There it is. There we go. Brighton, West Ham. Steve, let's have a look at this one for you. Brighton have won 2 of the last 6, but West Ham haven't won any but there's been 4 draws between them. Brighton won the fixture earlier in the season. Brighton are 8th in the league, West Ham are 16th. They did beat Forest 4-0 last week, but they got knocked out the cup. Obviously, playing Blackburn's a problem for Premier League clubs this season. Which way do you see this going?
I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win to West Ham.
Yes. Thank God. Brad, thank your dad for me.
Yeah, okay.
So just to confirm, because I don't know what you're like for saying I write these things down, you have gone Brighton 0, West Ham 1.
Yep.
Yeah. I might get some
Nice
points.
Nice and clear, because I'm on a run. I've won the last 2 weeks. That's the score.
That's the score. We will see. I'll star that one. I'll keep a lookout for that one. Brad, Brighton, like I say, in the last 6, they've beaten Liverpool, they beat Bournemouth, and they beat Stoke in the FA Cup. Newcastle was postponed because obviously they were in the Carabao Cup, but they could only draw with Palace. On the other hand, West Ham they beat Derby in the Cup, but they drew with Newcastle, drew with Chelsea, lost to Tottenham, beat Forest, but obviously lost in amazing fashion to Man United. And can I just say, I think, Antonio needs to go out and get some new boots.
Yeah, but see, the confidence, this is where I'm hoping it's going to end with this little fact, because Stephen over here has forgotten to do his research as our Steve Lynex, because there's an interesting fact that alludes around this game, and that is that Brighton have never lost to West Ham in the Premier League. They are undefeated against West Ham in the league. So I'm hoping that curse continues, and Steve feels very foolish for not remembering such a fact, because I'm going for potential very dangerous for Moyes here. I think Brighton are going to absolutely romp this, and the pressure's going to be on David Moyes. I reckon it's going to be Brighton 4, West Ham 0.
Oof. Wow. Okay, so you've gone 4-0. I haven't agreed with Steve. This one, yes, I can't believe it. Brighton at home are 11th in the league, in the form table, and based obviously on the last 11-12 games. West Ham away are 18th. They are struggling, but they seem to be having one of those seasons where every time you think that David Moyes is in trouble, he seems to pull a result out the bag. But I just think Brighton are on a run. It's been a seamless transition from Potter to De Zerbi. I've gone 2-1 to Brighton. I think it will be a Brighton win, this one. So let's see if anybody agrees with Steve at all.
All good runs must come to an end.
This is very true. I said
that at the start of the season. It cost me points, Steve, when I did the same about this game, because I remember I went West Ham in the first game, so I'm not doing it again. You can end the run, Steve. You can have the point if it happens.
Funny you should say that, though, Steve, when it's Diarrhea Appreciation Week. Right. Sorry. That was a shit joke, wasn't it? Did you know diarrhea is hereditary? Oh yes, it is. It runs in your genes.
You don't have to talk a load of crap sometimes.
Is that a joke?
All night, never going to get this.
Yeah.
Oh, it started. It started, folks. Just when you thought this was going to be a normal show. This is never going to be a normal show. Right, where are we? Here we go then. Brighton to win 1-0, says Jeff. Luke has gone 3-1 to Brighton, as has Mike. Nate's gone 1-0 to Brighton. Mike says, Irons like the Eagles are two funny outfits, unpredictable. so he doesn't predict. Fair enough, I guess. And can I just say, of course, with all that, with the irons and come on you irons and all that, I did actually do an interview. Check it out on Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube. I interviewed Talk Sports graveyard shift DJ and erstwhile TV presenter Paul Ross, Jonathan's brother. I tell you what, he's got to be the best person I've ever interviewed. I just asked him one question and just sat there and left him for the hour. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I missed your prediction, Steve. I don't think I did I? Oh, yes, I did. Sorry. He's gone Brighton to... Oh, bloody hell. Steve, can I agree with you again? Because I think I prefer that 2-1.
You'll all be shocked.
There was a reason I missed it, Anthony. Oh, dear. Okay, so coming up next is, let's have a look. Chelsea Leeds United. On any normal season, Steve, you would look at this and go, it's only going to be one way, but this just isn't a normal season.
No, and I just cannot understand what's going on at Chelsea. For all the money they've spent, for the players they've got there, it's just like another Forest. He's got that many players there. He's got that much to pick from. And like Brad said before, I don't think it's all down to him. I think he's got a lot of background people that's making decisions for him and telling him things, because he doesn't come across as though he's... Yeah, it doesn't come across as though it's his team and his, his formations and stuff like that. So I think he's having to play people he doesn't want to play in positions he doesn't want to play them, and I think that's showing on the pitch. So I'm just going to go purely the way Leeds always play, hustle bustle in your face. I'm going to go for a 0-0.
Right, you've gone for 0-0. Brad? Chelsea have won 4 of the last 6. Leeds have only won 1 and there's been 1 draw. On form, obviously overall Chelsea are 10th, Leeds are 17th, just outside that relegation zone. But both of them have only won 1 of the last 6. And Chelsea have lost the last 2.
Yeah, Chelsea are terrible. Leeds are just as bad. But they actually show some fight. And even though this manager lasted, one of the shortest amount of times as Watford manager, which isn't much to speak of because we're all pretty close for how long you are a Watford manager, I know. Yeah. I know, but already seems to get them doing something. All right, admittedly, it was only Southampton. That's going to bite us on the arse at the weekend, isn't it? But Leeds actually have something about them. This Chelsea team just looks like, I don't know, mate. I think when this guy took over at Chelsea, when he envisioned trying to make Chelsea have that American vibe, I don't think he envisioned that the next year's season Chelsea would be battling in the playoffs and the Championship, because that's the only way he's going to get any form of Americanization over with Chelsea, knowing that they're in the playoffs next season. I'm worried for Chelsea. I'm not, because I don't really care about Chelsea. I'm more worried for Graham Potter because it's only going to get worse. And I think, unless your name rhymes with Myvan Boney, don't go betting on it. But I don't think Graham Potter's got many losses left in him, despite what the owner says. And I think it continues.
Did you say Boney then?
Well, it's the only letter I could think of that first came to mind to change it from a T. So, yeah, it went with that.
Well, Bowen's his name, and I don't know if you know anything different about him. But Boney...
No. I may have just been insinuating allegedly some betting that was going on by a certain name that sounds so similar.
I've got you. I've got you.
Yeah. Byven. That was what I was trying to give the clue as much as I could for Byven.
The first name, I just thought you got Bowie wrong.
Yeah. Well, I did think about that when I said it. I thought that's just me saying his name wrong. But yeah, I actually think it's going to go wrong for Chelsea. I really do. I think Leeds are actually winning this, and I think this there's a few managers on the hot seat for getting the sack, and Potter's going to continue to be one of them because this is going to end Chelsea 1, Leeds United 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. Apparently, Mr. Boney went to have buy some new keys. He went to the Skeleton key shop. I couldn't get that out either. Now, okay, so Chelsea at home, and they are 10th in the home league table. Away, Leeds are 19th. Leeds have not won away in the last 6. Chelsea have won twice in the last 6. This team isn't Graham Potter's team. Everybody knows that. It's the worst kept secret going. Mr. Boney goes out and buys who he wants, says to Graham, yeah, you got that player. But I think if you're Graham Potter, he had to go for the job because you just don't know when another job, a couple of seasons. I mean, look at Brendan Rodgers 2-3 seasons ago, who's been linked with Real Madrid. Now he couldn't be linked with, a kettle. So he had to take it when it came along. And let's face it, he's probably on so much money. He goes, yeah, you do what you want because if you sack me, I'm going to get even more money. But Leeds are so awful at the moment. They were the second team that I predicted to go down. We're going to have a full house here because Steve went for the draw, Brad went for the Leeds win, and I've gone for the Chelsea win. I've gone 2-0 to the Blues. As indeed has Jeff. Good man, Jeff. I've always liked that, Jeff, Anthony's gone 1-1. Sorry, Steve. Luke's gone 2-1 to Leeds.
Oh, for God's sake.
Those things are bad when the Forest fans are agreeing with you. Nate has gone 3-1 to Chelsea. Good man, that, Nate. Good man.
No, Nate, the wrong way round.
Right, Chelsea look sombre and lacking fight. They do. I just think they've got more. With the players they've got there, they should have enough. If they haven't got enough to beat Leeds, and as Brad said, if Leeds were to beat them this weekend, I do fear for Graham Potter. If you believe IndyCar News, of course, we are lining him up to come into Leicester. Devasi, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Hope you are well, sir. Thank you for popping in. And we'll hope you are as well. So, the next game, let's have a look. Wolves versus, Steve and Brad's favourite team, Tottenham Hotspur. The proverbial bride's knickers, this one for you, Steve, with Tottenham Hotspur. They're up and they're down. And Wolves, though, they look like they were down and out. Then they had a bit of a run. Now, they're not looking so good. They've only won one of the last 6 of these meetings. Spurs have won 4, but Spurs crashed out of the FA Cup midweek.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about Spurs because I can't stand them, you know that. So they're going to get the customary one.
Really?
Mate, they're not worth talking about.
That quiet.
They're not worth talking about. They're going to get the goal they usually get, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 Wolves win.
2-1 to Wolves. Brad?
See, on paper, with how they're so different in the season, if you just look at it that way, you go, that Spurs win this one, surely. But it's Spurs. It's just Spurs. And I can't help but think they're going to somehow Spurs this one up. And I'm going to go for my first one of the night. I'm going to go for a Desmond here because I just can't pick. So I'm going to go for a 2-2.
Oh, the Desmond, your first Desmond, or our first Desmond of the evening, 2-2. On home form, Wolves are 17th. On away form, Tottenham are 6th. Who did they lose to midweek, Tottenham, in the FA Cup?
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. I did just say S United. I couldn't remember who it was. And was Conte back for that one? Because they seem to play better when Conte's not there. When he first came back after he'd been out for a few weeks was us guys, and we stuffed them. Then he went off and they won. Then he came back and they lost. I originally went for the draw. But I did, before we went live, I did change my mind here. And
So editing notes already, Steve.
Yeah.
No. I agree with Steve. But
Sorry, Steve.
I've gone 2-1. I've gone 2-1 to Spurs. So again, a complete split on that one. 1 home win, 1 draw, 1 away. Let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. Anthony's gone. He's gone.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Nice one, Anthony. Nice one. Mike's gone 3-2 to Wolves. He's agreeing with you, Steve. Jeff's gone 1-1. Shane's gone 2-2.
I feel better about it now. Shane speaks sense.
Spurs 1, Wolves 0. Nate, you're smashing it tonight. You're smashing it. Well done, sir. Luke's gone 2-0 to Spurs. Shane's just gone 2 games back because he just put his Brighton score in. And apparently he's insuring, recovering. Will we see him again this season? That is, of course, the question. Now then, the main match of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, the main event. Let's get ready to, well, whatever. So relegation battle we are facing. For me, I asked Craig this in last night's preview, and he did say I say this for every game. Steve, Southampton bottom. I went onto a Southampton show, funnily enough, just before 9 o'clock last night. Somehow 9's always got a feeling with Southampton, hasn't it? And they were not feeling overconfident, and they were very, very surprised when I was the same, because I don't feel confident about this at all. They beat us on the opening day of the season because it was too hot. Now, I'm sure Brendan's not got that excuse saved up for this week because we're in March, so it surely can't be too hot for him. As I look at all the games that are being played this weekend, they could be good for Leicester if they all go to plan, because a lot of the teams below us are playing teams that are sort of, higher up the league. Now, that said, obviously there could be 1 or 2 surprises in there. But these are the games when that's going to happen with the teams below us. These are the games we've got to be winning. And there's no excuses, is there? Lose it, and he's gone for me.
I think he's got to get some fight for these games. It's okay. Well, I wouldn't say it's okay for him when he plays the top teams where he's trying to, match them for tactics and things like that. Because I think that's all it is, trying to match the big boys with the tactics and whatever. But Leicester have got to show bottle and some fight against these teams and put them to the sword. If they go out with the mindset that they're just going to pass it sideways, backwards, and we have it, and we'll play when we have it, and let them play when they've got it, they're going to struggle. And I think, going back to Brendan and his interviews and stuff like that, you don't get no bite off him. You don't get no bite. You don't get as though we're going to go out there and smash him. I'm fighting with my fists. But that's what Leicester got to do. But I've had to go for the reverse psychology. And I've gone for a 2-0 Southampton win.
2-0 Southampton. Brad, I'm sorry. You always seem to start off well, and then we get later into the show, we get that reverb back. So when
it's weird how it's mine when I've just heard Steve echoing on yours.
Right.
So it's got to be something your end, mate. I've told you this for weeks because every time you've muted me, I hear Steve back through your screen.
When I'm
so I don't know what's going on.
No, I don't. The only reason I'm muting you is because I'm talking. Then we don't.
I was about to say to you, was it echo? It makes sense.
Yeah. Echo. I've got my pet lizard back, the gecko. Anyway, but obviously when come to you, obviously you'll be unmuted. Is this last chance saloon? Somebody said to me the other day in one of the chats, we can't sack him at this part of the season. I mean, I think we can sack him at any point if we wanted to. And I
think
get that, he got the support from Top during the summer because, Top didn't support him, so he supported him after that. But he's had his January transfer window. He's got his dreams. There's no excuses now.
Yeah, note to Brendan, learn something from that FA Cup performance and never put us through a 65-minute performance of absolute dribbling, defensive trollop in all my life again. Because if you play like that against Southampton, we're going to slip up again, we're going to lose again, and it's going to be horrible. Get at them, get in the faces, do what you did against Spurs, do what you did against bloody Villa, and do what you did for the 30 minutes that you actually controlled an FA Cup tie, and go attacking. Because if you don't, he'll lose his job. I agree with you, Chris. He'll just lose his job. You know what I've gone for, but I am worried. My Leicester head maybe made a prediction more than an equal head on this one because I feel like we have to win it. Not so much to stay up, but to not have to suddenly be panicking about another manager. Because we would, because no one's technically available of that calibre, but that's where we'd go to next.
This is the trouble, and I think with Brendan as well, if we sack Brendan, we lose all the backup staff because they were all his team, if you like. Not guaranteed, but
yeah.
I couldn't even name you who the assistant manager is. But, look, let's have I agreed with you on the score, 3-1 to Leicester. But I'm not going to lie, I am worried, really, really worried. They beat us 2-1, like I say, on the opening day of the season because of the heat. We've won 3 of the last 6. They've only won 1. But we've had 2 draws. On home form, Southampton are still bottom on home form, haven't won in 6. On away form, we're 12th, and we've won 3 of the last 6. And I know football's not played on paper, but I tell you what, if we do not win, our post-match show on Saturday night is going to be bring your own bleeper along because it is going to be swearing. We've got to win this, like I say, because we have to take advantage when the teams below us are playing stronger teams and to therefore potentially lose. And also, we've got to beat teams around us. We had that good run prior to the World Cup. Wasn't as good as everybody said because of the teams we were playing, no disrespect, were below us. We can't even seem to do that at the moment. So I've gone 3-1 with you as well. Let's have a look what people are saying. Mike has gone 2-1 to Leicester. Nate has gone 3. Nate, I'm loving you with each score as we go through with Nate. I am loving you. Shane has gone 1-1, which is going to be no good to either of us, in fairness. The game's too hot for VR to handle. Well, I just wonder. A must win for both teams. Indeed, it is. Leicester to win 2-1, says Jeff. David says, I figure we win 2-0. We play better away from home this season, and Southampton is not a great team if we have to be honest. We can see that. Class and tenacity will get us over the edge. Well, I don't think I've seen either of those much from Leicester this season, David, if I'm honest with you, but I get where you're coming from. Luke's gone 2-1 to Southampton. Get lost, Luke. I love you, really. Mike has gone spot. Yeah, he's agreeing with you, Steve. We need to show some real fight. Anthony's gone for a 1-1, of course, being a Southampton fan. Simple, we don't get 3 points at St Mary's. He's gone. I mean, I'm hearing that more and more. Southampton goals from free kicks 2, Leicester 1. Apparently, if it's 0-0 at full time, we are going to have a free kick shootout. Ward-Prowse versus Maddison. And that's the thing. I'll just come back to you on this one, Brad. I mean, Maddison could be back, but are we becoming a one-man team?
Yeah, because that's the system that he's been playing. Even when it's been positive, he's focused our attacking energy through Maddison. The idea is the defence give the ball to midfield, then midfield take it 10, 15 yards, 20 yards, depending on where they pick it up from. Then they give the ball to Maddison. And if they can't give the ball to Maddison, then they give it to Harvey Barnes. If they can't give it to Harvey Barnes, they give it to Tete. And if they're really struggling, they'll try and give it to Ian Hatcher or whoever's up front. So yeah, we have become a little bit really dependent. Something this season that's been noted in contrast with Tottenham, because I just like to mention them because we battered them 4-1 and it's still a highlight for me. Their dependency with Son when it comes to Kane and his goals. I think a team needs to stop being so dependent because there's a strong possibility that he's not in the Leicester future, and maybe we need to do something to kind of basically stop doing what we keep doing with him, because we do this every year. Brendan does it every year with him. He takes the workload off him and then dumps it back on him. But until a system change is really done that suits him and helps take the workload off him, we are a one-man team, which worries me.
Indeed. I mean, Steve, you apparently Madison was only ill. He wasn't injured. So you think that it's no case of sort of rushing him back. But we've got to learn. I mean, we don't know how much longer he's going to be with us. We've got to learn to play without him, but we just can't seem to.
We can't because, whatever player he brings in doesn't change the team and it doesn't change the tactics. And Leicester's only good when all the team are playing to their 100% how they can. There's a lot of players there that I think they're just sometimes sitting there waiting for the season to end because that's how they come across. But Leicester, when they are good and everybody's there, they're great. But you have to get that installed first. If you don't get that installed first, you're going to go for a boring, drab football game where they're passing sideways and backwards again. And possession football, to be honest with you, for Leicester doesn't suit them.
No,
Leicester
I would agree.
have to be on the front foot, and they have to attack people. And like I said before, if your fans see that you're trying and you lose 3-2 or you do whatever, and you give a performance, there's some hope for the next game. But everybody's looking at the same results and the same way they're playing now, and even the kiddies can't see a way out of it, and they can't see a change. So
I think Bradley said the other day, I think, or was it Craig, that both the youth teams are bottom of their divisions as well. So there's just nothing coming through, and the decent players are both injured. I just wonder, though, Steve. I mean, I'm a fan of Amartey. He was my most improved player last season, and without him, because of him refusing to play Soyuncu, who apparently has agreed pre-contract with Atletico Madrid, so we wish him all the best. We would have been stuck without Amartey this season. However, he was playing so awful the other night. He made 5 substitutions. He cost us the first goal. Probably had a bit to do with us conceding the second goal as well. Was awful all night, and yet he stayed. He played the full 96 odd minutes. I mean, as a manager, don't they see these things?
I think that's the problem. I think, you're looking at the players on the pitch and they're looking confused. I think they're trying to play too much for how Brendan wants them to play. And I think they need to say, or somebody needs to say, right, let's just go out and play. Let's just go and do what we want to do. Because I think, there's a lot of players there thinking and looking like on the pitch at the time, well, it's not going our way. What do we do to change it? What do I do? And they seem to be looking at each other, and that's where the confusion is. Just take the shackles off and just say, right, go out there, show the fans what determination we've got, and just play. And then if we lose, we lose, but we go down fighting. But every game is like Groundhog Day to me. They play the same thing all the time, and they need to change it.
Terry, I'm loving that. Pass the buck, Rogers. That's going to stick. If there's a prize for the comment of the night, you would get it, sir. And I agree, Pratt could easily play that role, but he's put him on the right instead of you know me. I just couldn't it. Now then, next up, let's have a look. That was a Saturday night. That's a 5:30 kickoff on Saturday, and we are on Sky, folks. So that is on the Saturday night. But of course, you don't want to watch it on Sky or put it on, but turn the sound down and join in the fantastic watch along on Leicester Till I Die TV. We're live from 5, and I promise you something, you won't have half an hour talking about Manchester United or Liverpool before the game like some broadcasters do. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sunday. I'm torn with this one, Steve, because I want Everton to lose because they're below us. So any team that's below us, obviously, if they lose, it's good for us. But obviously, I don't like Forest. And no disrespect, Luke. You know, so I'm struggling with this one. Which way do you see this going?
Very hard to predict. I think if Everton hadn't lost by the score they did against Arsenal, it would have been a different game. I think I think Forest would have come out winning comfortable, but I can't see Everton not fighting for this one. They owe the manager one, they owe the fans one, so it's going to be hard for Forest. I'm not going to say Everton are going to win, but they're going to make it hard for Forest. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on this one.
A 1-1 draw. We're back to the old copying the homework, are we, Steve? Brad, I mean, they've not played each other apart from this season since 2008. They drew 1-1 in the corresponding match last season. In the last games, I mean, Forest has only won the one game against Leeds, where, you know, you've got Everton, who somehow managed to beat Arsenal, but maybe had a bit of the new manager syndrome in there. But they did also manage to beat Leeds. But maybe Sean Dyche isn't the miracle worker that we thought. Or is it just he needs more than a miracle?
Well, he needs more than a miracle. I mean, bad spending throughout the years has finally caught up with Everton, with the players they've been left with, and they've hired really crap managers. I think Sean Dyche was brought in about 3 or 4 weeks too late, because these are the games that matter. You know, beating Arsenal, your opening game, brilliant. You know, fantastic. Nice little bounce, nice little safety net to fall back on for the hard fixtures that are going to come up for Everton, which is all of them technically, but you know what I mean. Like when it's the harder games, like the absolute free hit that they clearly saw as a free hit, the way they played against them the next time out. So these games have just got to pick up points and do it ugly style. I think Sean Dyche can set up for that with what he's got there at Everton. He's very used to that with his days at Burnley. So, and it's Forest. I just don't want them winning. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue tint on here, but not an Everton blue tint, a Leicester blue tint. I'll take a point. They can both have a point in a 1-1 draw.
Oh, so you've gone 1-1 as well, Steve. I've gone 1-1
Oh, for God's sake. All three of us. Bingo.
Like, honestly, you're not looking at what I'm writing. I'm not telling you. Teacher, he's copying me. I mean, Luke's gone 2-1 to Forest. I can see Forest winning it, but like you say, I don't want them to. Basically because they're above us and we need to catch them up. And obviously I want Everton to lose, like I say, because they are below us. And any team that loses, that are below us, that loses, it helps us as well. Everton are in 18th. They are in deep, deep trouble. But on home form, Forest are 9th on home form only. So fair play to them for that. Away, Everton are 17th. Believe it or not, Forest are 20th away from home. But Everton is still 17th on away form, Everton. It is they are a different team, I believe, at Goodison. The only thing I think that will get Everton a point is the fact that they are so desperate. and I can see maybe Damari Gray coming on and getting a goal.
Oh no, don't say it.
Prove to us. No, but then we'd love him because he got it against Forest. You know what I mean? Come on, Dave. Come on, Mr. Gray. Yeah, I've gone 1-1 as well. I can't argue with you all. Tell you what, it's been a long time since we've all agreed actually on the same score, if ever at all. Jeff's got Forest to win 1-0. Look, Jeff, I know your son is a Forest fan, and I still cannot believe that a Leicester fan allows his son to grow up a Forest fan. But picking them to win, come on. Ant's gone 2-2. He's gone for Desmond. Mike is basically quite right there, gone 4 stars, 1, Toffee's 2. Shane has gone 1-0 to Forest, and Luke, in fairness, and I can see them winning, like I say, at home. I just hope they don't. Forest he's gone 2-1 to Forest, obviously being loyal to his team there. That's a Sunday 2:00 kickoff on Sky. It is immediately followed by Liverpool. No, it's not. What is that? Just another one I've lost. Well, basically, what it is, I'm only allowed so many things to save, and I think I've come up to the limit. So when I upload all 20 at a time, for some reason it didn't. Where's number? No, it hasn't got number 9 has been dropped off the league. Liverpool Man United. What a game for the Sloper Sunday, Steve. But nobody wants to watch that. Instead, come over to Leicester Till I Die TV and watch the Formula One watch-along for the new season. Which way do you see this going, Steve? Liverpool, I mean, they've won 3 of the last 6, so have Man United. Man United are 3rd. Liverpool staging a bit, well, what we would now these days call doing a Lynex. You know, having a bit of a spurt late on in the season. How do you see it going?
I think this is going to be one of the games where it's like a European Cup night. Manchester United is on form at the moment, and they're doing really well. Liverpool have had a crap few weeks, but they're going to be able to prove a point, and I think they're going to be too much for Man United. And I'm going to go for 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, 2-0 to Liverpool. Oof, right. Firmino's leaving at the end of Firmino's leaving at the end of the season, Brad. Seems to be getting worse for them. But they have hit a bit of form. I mean, Liverpool have won 3 of the last 6, but United have won 5. And you've got to give credit to Manchester United. In a season that I thought was going to be a rebuild for them, and they might sort of settle for like this, 7th or 8th, they're actually really going for it. Ten Hag is really doing a fair job.
Yeah, he is. You've got to give credit where it's due, and unfortunately for Liverpool fans, and sorry to Doug if he joins us or if he's in the chat or he's watching us back at any point, but yeah, your midfield is in severe need of a rebuild. I think Liverpool are going to struggle to break into that European spot. I think the teams that we've talked about already this week and who've been doing really well, the likes of Brighton and Fulham, I don't think they're giving that up that easy. I think Liverpool haven't won them seasons. Just when you think they've ticked over, they go on a bad run of results. And I think Manchester United are red hot right now in terms of form, the way they play. They look unbeatable. It's a stark contrast to where they were a year and a half ago. And I'm going for a Man United 3-0 win.
Oof, 3-0. Wow. Okay. I've got to agree with you. They are red hot, and I think they're going to be on a high, having basically won the Carabao Cup last weekend, and it was nice to see the way that the fans were celebrating a cup that a lot of us are saying, will it still be with us for much longer? And of course, 1-0 down to West Ham and beating them towards, with late goals. On home form, we are looking at a Man United, Liverpool being 4th, Man United are 3rd at home, but Liverpool 4th position on form on away. I'm going to get my teeth in. On home, on away, Manchester United are third. Liverpool, they just can't seem to put any decent run together. I've agreed with Brad, but I've gone 2-1 in the scores. So, again, a full house. Oh, no, I've agreed with Brad, so it's not a full house. There we are. Luke said here, being desperate for a win can make you panic in Everton's case. Yeah, it can do. It's a good point, that, Luke. Good point, that. Anyway, Jeff's gone for a 2-1 Liverpool win. Nate's gone for a Desmond. Mike has gone Formula One. I'd rather watch paint dry. Just get yourself down to the KP, mate, because that's what it's like down there at the moment. I think we'll see a few more battles, hopefully, in the Formula One. Liverpool 2, Man United 1, says Anthony. Of course, Anthony couldn't decide which way to go because both teams play in red. Luke's gone Liverpool 2, Stuart Atwell FC 1. Nice one, mate. Nice one. And Mike's gone 3-1 to Man United. A combination of you and me there, Brad. So that is the 4:30 kickoff on Sunday on Sky. On Monday night, we've got a Monday night game, everybody, which again is live on Sky at 8 o'clock. And I never thought, Steve, that I'd be looking at this match and going, you know, this could be a sort of a European decider. I mean, we're early in the season, I know, but fair play to both teams.
Yep. Fulham, they've been the surprise package. I think if you look at them from the goalkeeper to the front, he's got them all playing for himself and for each other. And I think the momentum and the way they're playing and the style they're playing, he's going to last right the way through to the end of the year. Brentford at home, they're going to have the crowd there, but I think Fulham are going to silence them. I think they're going to be. I wouldn't say a surprise, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 Fulham win.
1-0 to Fulham. Okay, Brad. Now you're looking at a team that is in 7th place in Fulham, and full credit to them. I don't think any of us, I certainly didn't predict Fulham to be in 7th. David Silva may be a better manager than we all give him credit for. Brentford, you know, they've got a good manager. He's got something there, and well, you know, fair play to them for not sort of slipping away. 7th versus 9th. Which way can you see it going, though?
I don't know. It's that tough a fixture. They're both having such similar seasons where you look at some teams they play against, you think, oh, this is the game where it starts going wrong for them. They go and win the game. So the problem is, I'm pretty sure the eventual news has finally caught up. So Ivan Toney no longer available, is he, for this game? Because he's
admitted the things, but I don't know if he's admitted that he's broken the gambling laws and what have you for footballers. But I don't know if he's been punished yet.
Yeah, well, apparently, and you know it's going to happen, but I've already started to see it on Twitter. So I'm going to go with what they've said. That Ivan Toney's ban won't start until after Monday night's 1-1 draw with Fulham, according to Tony's agent. It's obviously because of his betting scandal. So I'm going 1-1. Ivan knows. So Ivan bet first to the place to go. So 1-1 is where I am, mate.
Excellent. I'm sorry, mate. You've just got Brad's just taking you over with the best comment of the show. Yeah, I mean, if we look at it here, 3 of the last 6 have been Brentford wins, 2 have been Fulham's, and there's been a draw. On home form, Brentford are 6th, having won 3, not having lost in 6. 3 wins, 3 draws. On the away form, Fulham are in 7th, 3 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. It can be tight. I mean, Brentford lost to West Ham, but since then they've not lost. Beating Bournemouth 2-0. They drew with Leeds. They beat Southampton 3-0, which probably means that we won't. They drew with Arsenal and they drew with Palace. So they're a bit up and down. On the other hand, Fulham drew with Chelsea. They beat Sunderland in the Cup. They beat Forest. Yes, Fulham, well done. Sorry, I should be neutral, shouldn't I? Brighton lost. Well, Fulham beat Brighton, which is probably a surprise, but then they could only draw with Wolves. So both teams are a little bit up and down. But Fulham did actually beat Leeds in the FA Cup this week. So I've gone for a Desmond, my first Desmond of the night. I have gone 3-2-2 as well. So I love the fact that Steve's writing my results down as well. I can see.
I'm writing them all down, mate.
Isn't it nice to have the trust of your?
Like I'm a winner now. I'm a winner now. That's right.
Just remember what happened to Matt Letizia. And you know what? I think since you started taking this seriously, you are actually doing better. I've tried to unmute you then, Brad, but you muted yourself, I believe.
Yeah, sorry.
You know, he's taking it way too seriously now, Brad. We've got to up our game.
Yeah. It's good to have him do something serious. This being top malarkey was getting too easy for me. I could use the competition, so I'm glad to see you're on board, Steve, with this whole predictions league. It's taken us 2 seasons, but we finally got you on board with it.
Brentford to Fulham 2 says Jeff, is agreeing with me. 2-0 to Fulham says Luke. 2-1 to Brentford says Mike. Big Ant's gone for Fulham win. Mike Rogers to Chelsea. Frank to the King Power.
Oh no, go away. Block him, timing out. That's disgrace saying that. Don't you dare come in this channel saying that. I don't care if it's Chris's channel. No, shoo. Bad comment. Bad. No.
Really? Okay.
I'd rather have to have my eyes scooped out with a tiny ice cream scooper than have Frank Lampard in charge.
No, it said Frank. Frank, didn't he mean Brentford manager?
Oh, if he meant him, then yeah, I was hoping he wasn't meaning Frank, as in Frank Lampard. I was about to say, Gordon Bennett, get me the ice cream scoop.
The way he spelt it, I think
I didn't see the E at the end. I just listened to what you said because I couldn't read it. No one wants to see me get that close to the screen to read the comment. So when he said Frank, I thought, oh no, don't be Frank Lampard.
I did wonder sort of what you were going on about, but you know, hey, Frank Lampard is a winner.
Definitely, yeah, winner of losers.
So let's just quickly run through these again. So Man City, Newcastle, we all went for Man City. Arsenal, Bournemouth, we all went for Arsenal. Villa, Palace, we all went for Villa. We're all going to sort of be around the same points here, aren't we? Brighton, West Ham, West Ham win for, and I've highlighted that one, so don't change your mind on that one, Steve. Myself and Brad went for Brighton wins. Now, Chelsea Leeds, it was a split, a draw, a home win and away win between us. Again with Wolves, Spurs, a home, a draw and away win. Southampton, Leicester, let's hope Steve's psychology works. He's gone for the Southampton win. He's probably got more chance than me and Brad because we've both gone a Leicester win. Forest, Everton, we all went for 1-1. That is unbelievable. Liverpool, Man United. Liverpool says Steve. Man United says me and Brad. And then Brentford. Again, Fulham for Steve and draws for me and Brad. Do you want me to send you over my predictions in advance of next week as well, Steve?
No, mate. I think I'm up in my game now. I'm okay.
I mean, the first 3 games, 2-1 to Man City, 3-0 to Arsenal, 2-0 to Villa, all spot on. I don't think we actually agreed on it. Oh, yeah, we agreed on Forest Everton. We all did on that one. So he's trying to throw us off the scent, Brad, and pretend he's not copying by just going slightly differently.
It's like writing your own. It's like copying an essay off a document, isn't it? And changing words.
Just changing
That's
the
all
odd
he's
words.
doing.
Like it, yeah. We've all done that.
All is forgiven, Mike. I didn't realise you put the E at the end because I listened to him instead of reading it myself. Good lad.
Your own fault. Guys, well, it's getting close. It is getting close. Match week 26. We are getting in the final third of the series. Is there enough time for Steve to catch us up? That is the question. Will he come second?
15 points this week.
Tell you what, Brad. You know, like when Leicester won the Premier League and then the Big Six did it so that they would never do it again. If he comes any higher than bottom, that's what we've got to do.
Yeah, we know. We've got to budget him out of it.
Guys, get over to foxy7clothing.co.uk. I'll read it out because Steve doesn't know his own website. But Steve, what can everybody find? What sort of clothes do you do?
It's all polos, sweatshirts, tracksuits. We are moving into ladies and kiddies wear. We're just waiting on the suppliers to supply the brochure. So, just go on.
Oops, wait 1 second. Where are
no one wants to see me that close.
No.
All colours.
I tell you what, Steve, for a moment when you said ladies and kiddies wear, I thought you were going to say ladies' underwear. That's not the sort of Fox's tail you want down there, really, is it?
No,
Anyway,
I got arrested the last time I did that.
Hey, Steve, mate, have a great weekend. Thanks so much, as always, for coming. Foxy7 Clothing with the number 7.co.uk. Steve's going to send me a logo through so I can do some artwork so you don't forget it. Thank you very much, Steve. Have a good one, mate, and I'll see you next week.
I've got something for you two guys now, and it's that look. Can you see the big L? Losers.
Oh, how the mighty we fall. We will see. I tell you what, mate, that's getting clipped. Go back to that. All the best, Steve. Take care, mate.
See you later. Thanks, guys.
See you later, Steve.
Right.
Thanks a lot to Steve there. Foxy number 7 clothing.co.uk. And if you hold on long enough, you will have some ladies' underwear on there, I'm sure. And if we're lucky, or not unlucky, you may say, he may even model it for us. Who knows?
Oh dear. I shan't say anything else.
I'm on about the sweatshirts and polo shirts, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, mate. I'm sure you are.
Brad, thank you as always. I just don't know what I mean. It starts out brilliantly, and then we just get that echo. So forgive me for muting you, but it was this.
No, it's fine, mate. If it solves the problem for best for you, it makes it easier, mate.
Brilliant. Brad, tell us all about top 10 battles.
So top 10 battles is like me. Sometimes it disappears. Right, just like Chris did then. That was the way it worked. But no, if you want to show where all the real winners are, like us prediction kings like myself are, then you go over to Top 10 Battles on YouTube. It's all about football in top 10s. We do branch out to other top 10s as well. That's the whole point of the channel. I run a football quiz on there when I can sort it out. So, yeah, go and check it out. Show me support on there. That'd be great. And follow me on Twitter at Fulltime Focus and do your usual support here. Yeah, that one's for amateurs, mate. This is like that's like your 5-a-side league. I want about your proper. That's the under-21s development. I'm just training myself for the Leicester. Doing it on a more extravagant level is better.
This is like the League One. That's the Premier League, mate.
It's the Papa John's Trophy, mate. It's that standard. It's all right.
Well, I'll have a piece of the action.
No.
Come on,
some of your puns are so cheesy, mate.
Oh
God, I'm sorry. I'll lower the tone.
Take it down to my level. Anyway, so I will see you tomorrow night if you are free for the post match.
Yeah, I mean, viewer discretion may be advised. Just check the result before you come and join us live for that one.
Is it on? Yeah, is it on? Free on regular TV?
I have no idea.
You get one Leicester game a season, do you? That's probably this season one too many. Nate, oh no! I've just realised. Nate, if you're watching it, we're going to lose.
Oh no, don't watch, mate. Come on, do us all a favour.
When he went out and he had his game, we won. Nate, go out, get your wife to take you shopping, whatever. Go and dance on the freeway, whatever it is over there in America. Bloody hell. You know I love you, Nate. Jeff, many thanks, guys. We see how our mispredictions work out. Indeed. See you all tomorrow. Yep, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed. We missed the Arsenal game and we lost. He says the curse is broken. Indeed.
No, there you go, then.
Thank you so much, young Brad, and I will see you tomorrow. There's an hour and a half gap between the end of the game and the show. I might need to extend that depending on the result, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And as always, if you want to join, before half time and afterwards as well on the watch along, please feel free to.
I will do, mate. You know I will especially if it's going wrong.
If it's going well, indeed. If not, you're on your own, Chris.
Yeah. If it's going well, then I'll leave you to it. I don't want to jinx it.
Cheers, mate. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Take care.
Thanks to Brad there. Check out Top 10 Battles. Really good channel there for something slightly different with the football theme. What is coming up, guys?
Coming up next on Leicester Till I Die TV.
£5 tomorrow. Yes, we will be here for the live watch along. Need to get a new set of teeth. Half an hour looking at the game and then follow us for the game. It's a must win. It's 6 points and we lose tomorrow. I'll tell you, I am going to be absolutely fuming. No two ways about it. I just totally am. And then the post-match will follow that, depending on the score, how long it will be before we have calmed down to come live. And then on the Sunday from 12 o'clock, no, it's not from, where are we? From 2:30 on Sunday. It is the F1 watch along, just a little bit different. We're going to see how these things go. Hopefully I'm going to get some graphics up and what have you. And if you fancy, like a bit of if you don't like Formula One, brilliant. No, not to everybody's cup of tea. But if you do like a bit of Formula One, join us for our new channel and our new show. It's the same channel, just a slightly different name. Leicester Till I Die 3. Thanks so much to everybody who's in the chat. Rico's in. Evening must win tomorrow versus Forest. You are not kidding me. You are not kidding me at all. All three of us went for a draw, though. And that's not going to help you out at all, but only because we couldn't go for Forest. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to everybody who's been watching on Twitch and on YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV. And thank you to everybody who's been lending me your ears and listening on your favourite podcast platform to Leicester Till I Die. I will see you tomorrow, like I say, at at 5 o'clock for the pre-match, and followed obviously by the live watch along. And all I can say now is it's over to you, Arnie. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.